In this video, we're going to be talking about surging sparks and why you might want to be ready to just slightly push on the brakes when it comes to this set. And I just want to provide a balanced perspective about surging sparks and why I think that, it might not be the best idea to just, throw all the money you have at this set at the potential of it being the next Evolving Skies. I've seen this phrase getting thrown around on YouTube and the community, and just people being excited for it. We've got some awesome potential for this set, but we don't even know what the full set is yet, and we also don't know a lot, really. We don't know about the pull rates, we don't know, what the prices are going to be like for some of these cards, and pre-orders are just now opening up. So I want to talk about that a little bit and two possible outcomes for this set. So before we did hop into this one, I did just want to apologize for the congestion. I'm getting over a little bit of a sinus infection. I'm feeling much better. I'm just trying to record this as soon as possible because I see so much going on in the hobby and people talking about it. And, now that pre-orders have been open for a while, we're going to see, a lot more purchases of it. And so I just really wanted to put this out there. But before we did hop into it, I wanted to remind you about this month's giveaway. All you gotta do is like and comment on this video and make sure you're subscribed to the channel and you'll be entered to win. It always helps out the channel as well, and I really do appreciate it. So, getting into this one, surging sparks. And, before you guys write a comment saying that I hate surging sparks or, I'm not providing a balanced view or neutral perspective, I really do feel neutral about it. I don't think that it's necessarily going to be like a phenomenal set, but I also don't have any reason to be against it. I have no reason to believe that it's not going to be a good set. So I just want to be balanced about it and try and think of it from the perspective of how can we as a community better spend our money and not be so ready to FOMO. Because as soon as I heard the whole Evolving Skies comparison, I just had to think about the fact that, that set has pull rates are extremely difficult for some of these Mega Grail type cards. I just feel like it's crazy to compare it to that when we don't even know what the full set is yet. Paradise Dragona, obviously, we know there's the Lycia's Appeal, we know there's the Latios and Latios. And don't get me wrong, I think that those are going to be pricey cards. I think they're going to be something that people want, but I don't necessarily think that it's going to be one of those sets where once the pre-orders end, the price is going to go higher than that. I think that it's almost always going to go lower than the pre-sale price or the pre-order price, just because that's what we've always seen. And I just think that there's two possible outcomes. So what I wanted to talk about is what the possibilities are for this, and one that I think is more likely than the other. So the first one, which I think is less likely to happen, is all of the talk about surging sparks is going to kind of fizzle out. There's going to be a little bit of time in between now and November and the set releasing, and people just aren't going to keep talking about it. Maybe there'll be more news about another set or a holiday set that will catch people's eye, and there just won't be a ton of potential FOMO for it. The second possibility or outcome that I think is more likely is that people are going to be talking about it, which they have been, and they're continuing to talk about it. And I don't think people realize, as content creators or, someone who has a YouTube channel or Instagram or just someone that is in the public eye of the community, I don't think they realize how much of an impact their thumbnail or title can have. Like, not even talking about the content of the video. Like, for example, this video, you probably clicked because of the catchy title or something in the thumbnail that caught your eye. And you might be listening to me right now, but really what got you to even consider watching was what you saw at first. And think about all of the thousands of people that are scrolling through YouTube or, their social media or whatever it is, and they just see the title or thumbnail and keep going. And I see some of these titles and thumbnails that are like, talking about 151 reprints or things that are either not true, not happening, or just really outlandish. And I think that part of the reason they do that is because they want to get clicks. You know, that's something that gets clicks. And, you know, just talking about the wow factor, something that's crazy. You know, Surging Sparks being the next Evolving Skies, that is wow factor. And that gets people excited and anticipating. And so I think that when people do this, it's creating additional hype. And, you know, what I'm talking about with this more likely outcome for Surging Sparks is that people are going to keep talking about it so much. It'll be a sort of self-fulfilling prophecy, basically, where people will talk about it being such a big and exciting set to the point that it will be. There will be tons of people buying it. There will be people that are, you know, willing to hold on to it and not sell cards for less than what they paid or less than what they want to sell it for. And there's a possibility this set might be crazy expensive and highly investable purely because of the fact that people are just buying a ton of it and they're excited and they don't want to sell it for any less than a certain price. And that is a point that I really want to drive home is, what is it that makes a set investable? And I think that obviously a big part of it is when you have great chase cards, you know, sets like Evolving Skies, Silver Tempest, Lost Origin, Crown Zenith. I think these are sets that they have like 1 or 2, or some of them have 10 or 15 or 30 really desirable cards. They have either one really big chase or they have several chases that are very popular. And so really, we need to know exactly what the set is going to contain in Surging Sparks to really know if it's going to be truly investable. And another thing too is pull rates. You know, when a set is super easy to get cards that are desirable, then sometimes the price is not going to hold as well long term. But it really depends on supply and demand, and I'm definitely planning on making videos about that in the future. My point is I think that even if that, you know, more likely outcome of there being a lot of excitement, anticipation, and, you know, let's be honest, FOMO for Surging Sparks, I think that that doesn't necessarily make it really investable. We really need to know what is going to be in the set and what the pull rates are going to be like. And another thing too is, you know, the longevity of the set. Just because a ton of people are buying it and, you know, paying top dollar for it in the get-go, we don't know if it's going to necessarily go up in price or hold that price. And more than likely, it's going to go down in price after the pre-order sales happen and it's actually released. So basically, that's my perspective on it. And, you know, I would love to hear you guys' thoughts down below. I truly do want to be excited for this set. I just want to give a balanced perspective. And ultimately, I want us to be able to, as a community, be able to be more thoughtful about our purchases. You know, just think about it. Like, let it sit in your cart for a while. If you're thinking about buying something like Surging Sparks pre-order or whatever it may be, let it sit in your cart for a day. You know, really think about it and don't be ready to pull the trigger instantly, because especially with pre-orders, I mean, unless you are someone that just really wants to get your hands on it as soon as possible, which, you know, by all means, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're trying to make your dollar stretch in this hobby because it is so expensive, then I think there's really not a whole lot of reason to buy a ton of pre-orders. And like I said, even if there is a crazy amount of FOMO for this set, it's highly unlikely that it goes above pre-order pricing by that much after it fully releases, if any at all. It realistically probably will go down. Yeah, so that's just something that I wanted to put out and, you know, let you consider, and something just to think about. And you know, I hope that you learned something from this video and appreciated my, you know, outlook on it. And I want to be excited for it. Like I said, I'm still waiting for, you know, some really big sets with some awesome cards. I really want to look for some certain artworks for different Pokemon that I personally like, which, you know, I think goes without saying. We haven't really seen a ton of evolutions yet in Scarlet and Violet, other than that Eevee card from Twilight Masquerade. That is a great card. So yeah, that's my rant for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Don't forget about this month's giveaway. You know what to do. I really appreciate you guys, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.